In this video, we're going to continue with our previous exercise where we have the picture of the walking man. But we're going to change it now so that it is an animation of a man walking instead of that the user just asks for one picture at a time. So I'm just going to change this form. We're now not going to ask for any input from the user other than to start or stop a timer. So I'm going to change the text on the button to start stop. So the idea is that the user will click on start and the man will start walking, and if the user clicks on stop, the man will stop walking. This means we need a timer control. So just find the timer. So I'm going to call it TMR walking man, and I am going to set the interval to let's leave it at 100 for now and see how it works. Okay, so what do we need? We need the tick event handler of the timer to load a new picture into the picture box. So we're going to take one of the man images and place it in the picture box with every tick event. So we need to keep count of which man we have previously added and then add the next one. Okay. Now I'm going to declare a form level variable called num, and I'm going to make it start at 0. And I'll explain why it's a form level variable just now. And inside the tick event, I now want to say num plus plus, so I want to go to the next one. And then I want to say the picture box walking man's image is equal to the image list walking man images, and then use num as the index. Okay. Previously, in the form load event, we added the image, the fourth image, the one with index 3, to the picture box when the form loads up. I'm just going to change that to 0. So the first image will be man 0. Okay, and then when the timer starts ticking, the next one will be man 1, man 2, and so on. Okay, so our problem at the moment with the code that we have is that when we reach man 5, we actually want to go back to man 0. So instead of just incrementing the num variable, I have to say if num is equal to 5, then num must go back to 0, else we're going to add 1 to num. So when num is 5, it must become 0, else we add 1. Okay. The reason why we have a form level array is that every time the tick event is executed, we want to continue adding to num. If num was declared inside tick event, it would have been reset every time. Okay. Okay, so we have our click event that must still change. I'm just going to empty that. Okay, so at the moment we have a form load event that loads the initial image in the picture box, and we have the tick event of the timer that adds 1 to the counter, and then it places that image into the picture box. So what we still need to do is, if the user clicks on the button, we want to enable or disable the timer. Now in the previous lecture we used the following code to do that. We said if timer dot enabled, if it is enabled, then we want to stop it. Then timer walking man stop. So if it is currently running, we want to stop it. If it is not currently running, we want to start it. Okay, I just want to run the program. I'm going to show you another version of that event handler just now. Okay, so what we have currently in the picture box is man 0. Then if we start, it starts walking. If we stop, the timer stops and the images stop loading. We click start again, it starts walking again. Okay, if we want our animation to look slightly better, we can change the form's background to white. So I'm just going to change the back color property of the form to white. So if we run it now, it will look slightly more impressive. There you go. Okay, I just want to show you something about the starting and stopping of the timer. Another way that we could do this with one line of code is to say timer walking man enabled is equal to not timer walking man enabled. So what we are doing in this statement is we're just changing the value of the enabled property. So if the enabled property is currently true, this assignment statement will make it false. If it's currently false, the statement will make it true. So it does exactly what the previous code did. Just make sure that it works.